something that is going to help you build your business. We're talking about something that will help you to actually attract more people to you and get more people to join your team. Just as a side note, if you're building this, you're out there, you're in the trenches, and quite frankly, you're struggling to make this thing happen, I totally get it. You're looking at a girl that a couple of years ago, went through foreclosure, not once, not twice, but multiple foreclosures, lost my business, lost my credit, and through this incredible profession, made a full-on comeback, and actually ended up going further than I ever thought was possible. So if you're struggling, we're gonna share some tips that will help you out. Well, what I am talking about is harnessing the power of three-way calls. Yes, this is probably one of the most underrated things that people in our profession do. We get out there, we prospect, we beat the bushes, we're out there doing our thing, right? We finally got prospects to talk to, we sit down, we show the plan, and we leave the thing off the table that will help us close more deals and move people to a decision. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about three-way calls, we're gonna talk about how you can do them, how you can use them in your business, and kind of the flow for everything. Now, if you are just jumping on, or maybe you're new to network marketing, you're like, what is she talking about? When I talk about three-way calls, here's basically what this is. You've gone with your prospect. You've either had them watch a video, you've either had them sit through a presentation, you did a one-on-one. Basically, they've seen what you got. And it's time to get them to say yes, right? It's time to move them to a decision that's going to be helpful for them and their family, and you just need that extra little nudge over the edge so that they actually get started right here and right now. So if that sounds like something you want to do, you want to see happening more often, then I would highly suggest that you start implementing this today. All right, so that is what a three-way call is. So here, we're just gonna kind of roll through what's the general flow, how do you use it effectively that's gonna maximize your results for both you and the leader that you're putting on the phone with them. So basically, here's how it rolls. You start off, you have your prospect, you showed them everything, okay? You've either played your video, you did your one-on-one, they sat through a meeting, right? And you're at the point where it's time for them to make a decision. It's time for them to say, yes, I wanna do this, or whatever, throw out their objections. It's time to kind of get them to move forward, right? So at this point, I would first and foremost edify your leader. Okay, you want to let them know, let's say you have a one-on-one booked, or let's say you're calling someone back and you sent them a video and it's time to do that follow-up call. They're ready to talk to you. You have an appointment at 7 o'clock and you know that you're going to be calling them back. Whatever the case may be, you're at the point where it's like, okay, let's rock and roll. You want to let your leader know up front, hey, I'm going to be, I'm having a home party, I'm having a get together. Can I three-way you in? Maybe they're in a different place. They don't live in the same city as you. Or let's say you're doing your one-on-one at a coffee shop and you're going to be there by yourself and it's time to, rock and roll. So you want to let the leader know ahead of time so they have you booked in their calendar and it's not like a surprise when you reach out to them. Then when we talk about three-way calls is obviously a general term. So if it's you and your leader and your prospect, obviously you all jump on the phone. Or let's say you are there with them face to face, you can call your leader and hand them the phone. Or with what we have nowadays where we have Skype, we have Facebook, we have FaceTime, we have all these different ways to actually physically, show the prospect somebody. You can do that too, and that is very powerful. So basically, you got it set up, you showed your prospect everything. Then you want to edify your leader. You want to let them know, hey, listen, the person I'm about to put you on the phone with, man, they are one of the fastest growing leaders in our company. They've helped people all throughout the United States. You want to edify that leader to let the prospect know they're not talking to just some random person. They're talking to somebody that has produced some results. They're talking to someone that has helped a lot of people, and they're going to also be able to share their story as well. So you share that with your prospect. Then you ring, you get your leader on the phone, or you get your leader, on FaceTime or something like that. At that point, you want to kind of let your leader know what's gone down, because they may know that you're supposed to call them, but they have no idea what has transpired so far. So you want to fill them in. Hey, I'm sitting here with Marcy. We just, kind of went over everything. She got a chance to try the product. She really likes it. Let them know what has happened so far. And if you know what your prospect likes most, you could say, hey, listen, you know what? She really has an interest in launching, doing this as a business, making some extra money. Share what it is, or she really, really likes the products. She's struggling with this, and she sees that this may be something to help her. So you kind of let them know up front so that, the leader kind of knows where to go. Now, you got your leader, they're on the phone with your prospect. What happens next? Well, what I like to see happen is just a minute or two of rapport building, because that prospect does not know you from Adam, right? They don't know you from the next man down the street. So kind of just do a little building of rapport, because your goal, like let's say you're the leader and you're the one getting called for this, your goal is to connect with that prospect. You don't want them to think that you're from Mars. You want them to really identify with you. Because if they say, oh my gosh, this person's really successful, they've helped a lot of people, they've made some changes in their life and it's been phenomenal, the more you can connect and relate to that prospect, the more comfortable they are to saying yes and getting started, right? So a tiny bit of rapport building. What does that look like if you're the one on the phone? Hey, it sounds like you're, friends with Sam. How long have you guys known each other? Where'd you meet? Well, and just kind of shoot the breeze for just a minute so that they know, like, okay, you're not some like condo commando leader that gets on the phone, right? So you kind of do a little bit of that. Say, now, after everything you've seen and heard, what did you like most about what you saw? So this is the point where the leader is, kind of sticking that thermometer in. They're getting the temperature gauge on what's going on in the prospect's head. What do they have to say? What are they thinking about? And our goal is to find out what they like most about what they saw and pull out any potential objections that may come up for that prospect. So, typically, how does that sound? Oh, well, hey, I really liked your products. I've been struggling with this and, had some issues in my health. And after all the stories I've heard, this is what I found. Perfect. You as a leader, you're going to run with that. You're going to say, oh my goodness, wow, well, let me share with you some additional stories. Or you may say, if they give you a real short answer, you may say, hey, listen, tell me more about that. What exactly caught your attention? And your goal is to get them to talk. So most of the times, that's not a problem. They don't give you short answers. But should you get someone and they're kind of like, oh, I like this, or oh, I like they're just real short, we want to get them to open up. We want to get them to feel comfortable. So that is very important. Then, of course, if they say they like the business, fantastic. Then your leader is going to be sharing their story. So whether the person's all about the product, they may be sharing their product testimony, right? Or if they're all about the business and making some extra money, they're going to be sharing, hey, this is what happened for me. Or hey, this is what happened for some people I know. Hey, if you know so-and-so and this prospect happens to be a nurse and you have a nurse testimony of somebody that knocked it out of the park, made some fantastic extra money, and maybe they even retired from nursing, good story to share. Remember, we get paid to share stories, right? So I'm just curious. I want to check in with you guys. Who is doing three-way calls so far? If you have been out there, you're building the business, and you have already been implementing something like this, I just want to know, do we have a lot of people doing that? Or is this something that's new that you're going to start implementing right here and right now? If you do three-way calls, go ahead and put in the notes, just put something there so I know, put like, yes, I do three ways. Or yes, I'm doing these calls right now. Let me know, because I just want to kind of get a temperature read on where you guys are at. So, okay, so the leader has gone through, they identified, they built rapport, they asked the person what they like most, they shared their story. Now it's the time that we've all been waiting for, where it's like, okay, great, the next step is, and you kind of share how they can go ahead and get started. So typically, after sharing a story or two, and asking what they liked about what they saw, I will ask them, hey, what do you see in this for yourself? What do you see in this for yourself? And the prospect will totally tell you. They will be like, oh my gosh, I see this is huge. I've been working at this job. I hate working there. I was thinking about getting a second one. They will tell you what is spinning in their brain. And once they have completely shared it all with you, then it's time to say, perfect, the next step is. I would recommend you get started on the builder pack or whatever it is, right? I would recommend this. And then what I like to do is, I'm old school, I like paper enrollment forms. I want something that they can sign up right here, right now, no questions asked. If they're not good with technology, it's not a problem, right? So say, hey, you know what? You're sitting there with Sam. Hey, you know what? He's got a form to help get you registered. Go ahead and fill that out. We'll get your product shipped right to your door, or we'll get your starter pack shipped right to your door. And then you can kind of go from there. Now, if there's someone and they're looking to build a business, there's a couple of common things that people that are looking to build a business are concerned about, right? Well, their concern is like, hey, will this work for me? That's a big concern. And then they're also thinking, hey, if I'm going to put my hard-earned money on the line, is this person that's here with me, are they going to evaporate? Are they going to be your typical salesperson where they sign up and run off? Or are they really going to support me in, doing what I need to do to be successful, at least making my money back, and then, of course, getting profitable from there? So we want to help reassure that person, if they're wanting to build the business and get started, that, hey, you know what, we're going to get you set up, we're going to get you, get you your number on the computer, get you ready to roll, get you registered, and then let's talk about their launch plan. So what's this whole thing with the launch plan? The launch plan is pretty critical because, again, if they have these concerns, it kind of helps to put their mind to rest. It also helps that, if you have a situation where there's maybe a little buyer's remorse where they're like, okay, how long do I have to cancel, right? That you overcome that, because we don't want them to cancel. We want them to obviously hit the ground running, build a business, and rock and roll. So the next thing, of course, is if they are wanting to get started and build a business, let them know, hey, you know what? The next step is we need to set up a time to get together, whether it's on the phone or whether it's in person, whatever the case may be. We need to set up a time to get together so we can put your launch plan in place and help you accomplish those goals that you just shared with me. So those are the 1, 2, 3s of how to do a three-way call. I see that there's a lot of people haven't been doing three-way calls, so I appreciate your honesty in putting that out there. If you're going to start now, let me know. Shoot me a thumbs up, shoot me a heart, or put something in the comments so I know that you're like, okay, this additional tool, I'm going to use it, because it can completely change the numbers that you see. Our goal as people out there sharing what it is that we have is not to take people and twist their arm. It's to help them move them to a decision that's something positive for them and their family. So the more people that we can do this with, the more people that we can help. We just need to get them over that little edge to put their mind at rest so that they're not fearful about moving forward. Right? All right, guys, so we are wrapping it up. Now, if you liked this training and you felt that it was helpful to you, first and foremost, feel free to share. You can pass it on to your team. You can tag people in this. And if you're like, okay, that was awesome, but I'm not fully satisfied, I'd like some more info, you can check out my blog, which is listed in the description, summergeronimo.com, and there is a whole host of resources that are listed there on that website. If you're more visual, there's a lot of things that you can read through. There's videos, there's all kinds of stuff, and there's also a special bonus training that you actually have the opportunity to get. So what's that all about? That's all about building your business using social media. 5, 10 years ago, this thing called social media, it didn't even exist, right? But now it's a powerful resource that if we can learn to yield it, if we can learn to point it in the right direction for us in our business, it can multiply the efforts that you're putting out there. So I highly suggest that you get that. It's all about learning how to attract prospects to you. So if you want to attract more prospects, go ahead and grab that. It's a free audio download. So that is all for today, my friends. Take care. Be blessed. For more great training and to receive your free MP3 download on how to attract prospects using social media, the 4 essential elements to attracting prospects, visit summergeronimo.com.